So here we are. Me, the host. I am Anand Mittal. I am the principal of IHM Meerut. Now I don't know how it shows on your screen, but on my left, right diagonal across me is Mr. Azhar Hussain. Mr. Azhar Hussain is the co-host of the webinar.
Hello Azhar, how are you?
Along with me is Mr. Ashish Tyagi. He is the coordinator IHM Meerut, a very able administrator.
Lovely.
And a thorough gentleman. And below me is Mr. Saurabh Chandra. There we are. He is one of the best faculty. Me, the host. I am Anand Mittal. And I am the principal of IHM Meerut. I would place you on top, above all. But that's not quite in my hands. So, Mr. Akhilesh Bahl, I would like to formally welcome you to this humble webinar organized by IHM Meerut.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure. It's an honor to be, speaking with yourself, with the esteemed faculty, and God willing, with all the members attending it today. It's been many years. I graduated in '96, so it's been many years that a formal interaction or so to speak, interactions have not yet been happening as much as we would have liked it to. But there's always a start, and this is an absolutely wonderful initiative that you've kicked off. So many congratulations.
Thank you, sir. So with those words, I would like to officially people in this webinar. I can promise you there are at least 300 people watching us on Facebook.
Oh, lovely.
All right. So you are among a great audience, and IHM Meerut is confident that each one of the listener audience today will take away a substantial package.
I'm very honored to contribute.
I must also tell all the attendees that we do not provide any certificates. So in the outset, I would like to suggest that if you are here for a certificate, please leave. Please leave, we will not feel bad. We are here to develop you, to make you a successful person. We are not here to give you pieces of paper, We are not here for that. We want every one of you successful. All right, enough of that. Let me now officially start the webinar for the third time. I don't know where it's going to start. Let me start with a prayer. I would like all of you to cool down, chill down, settle down, sit down, relax, perhaps close your eyes. A small prayer without wanting to be secular or without wanting to be, bringing religion in the question. I would like to, please forgive me if I am hurting anybody, but this is the best I think I should have done. We'll do a small prayer. Please be with us. And all our gods and goddesses bless us in the next 1.5, 2 hours, 3 hours, and that this webinar goes without a hitch, without a break, without a tragedy. I must share with you, Mr. Akhilesh, that this song was sung by my son today morning for this webinar. And I must tell you that I'm so excited. You can ask Mr. Azhar, you can ask anybody if I appear in a different light today or not. Azhar sir, do I look excited?
Yes, sir, very much. I can see.
I have never been more excited in any of my webinars before as much as I am today.
I'm privileged.
This is my way of welcoming you, sir, Mr. Akhilesh Bahel.
Thank you very much.
All right, all right. Having said that, I would like to share with our attendees Mr. Akhilesh Bahel. Needless to say, I know him from a very long time, but that is not the point. The point is the world should know him the way he Ladies and gentlemen, in the webinar, please meet today Mr. Akhilesh Bahel.
I would like to read some things about Mr. Akhilesh, though the introduction would be small as compared to his personality. I'll start reading the things about consulting, operation management, and portfolio investment management. With over 2 decades of experience in industries ranging from hospitality, real estate, strategic marketing, and knowledge management, Mr. Akhilesh decided to launch his own entrepreneurial venture. Having been part of multiple startups, Mr. Akhilesh considers himself a specialist at starting, launching, and successfully operating food and beverage businesses, establishing and ramping up business while streamlining operations and profitability are the key assets to Mr. Akhilesh's focus in building great ventures. Having lived and worked in the UAE for over 15 years, Mr. Akhilesh has developed an in-depth understanding and gained valuable experience of the Middle East market. Understanding new trends, conducting gap analysis, creating with a vast experience of working with reputable hotel chains like Taj Group of Hotels in India, he has successfully launched more than 12 diverse food and beverage concepts, including an award-winning all-day cafe concept in Dubai. In addition to being a hotel management graduate and Bachelor of Commerce, Mr. Akhilesh is also a Master in Business Administration from the École Paris. He was a visiting faculty and guest speaker at a leading hotel management college in New Delhi for 3 years and has coached and mentored over 500 team members of various nationalities. So that was a brief introduction of Mr. Bell. Now, I'd like to Mr. Bell to continue the show.
Thank you very much for the very kind words and the introduction. I'm deeply privileged and honored to be here amongst what I would call my getting into hospitality and hotels and leading a life which is as privileged and as passionate as all of us believe it to be in the hospitality and the food and beverage industry. I passed out class of 96 from IHM Meerut and was very, very fortunate as a batch to witness the growth of the institution, the evolution of the institution from what it used to be to where we graduated out from and what the lovely faculty and the promoters have taken it out to be in today's day and age, and winning awards, going on to create multiple course streams, having alumni from the alma mater going on to not just Indian hotels and F&B operations, but around the world. I think it's an honor, and I feel privileged today to tell everybody that I am from IHM Meerut. Having said that, graduating 96, during 93 to 96 as a batch, 94 and 95 when we were supposed to do industrial trainings and specialization trainings, I was selected and I trained at the Taj Group in the year 94, and in the year 95 through campus the selection again, I was picked up by the Taj and I went on to do 2 months of an F&B specialization at the Taj Mansingh Hotel at the rooftop restaurant, which was a French restaurant called L'Auchan, which later got converted into banquets and other things. 96 when I graduated, Taj, IHM Meerut was kind enough and Taj was kind also to take me back in again, and they posted me at Taj Air Caterers, where very happily I spent a little over a year. And during the course of that 1 year, I realized Taj from the École Nationale des Ponts et Chaussées, Paris, completed my MBA and did not come back to hospitality for a brief stint. I wanted to explore the other side of business, of industry, which is what I did for a few years. But I think, as they say in our industry, the passion gets the better of you. So happened with me. And I got back into hospitality, into F&B, which was an emerging space in India, approximately about 17, 18, 19 years ago. A lot of emergence of international brands. McDonald's was doing well. KFC had come, but failed and gone back. Domino's had made a great entry. Pizza Hut was doing well. Chili's had come into the market. So there was a lot of emergence of the mid-bracket QSR category, which never existed. And the Indian consumer was enthralled by their entry and product and price offer. For us, only Nirula's, which kind of captured that essence of family outings at a certain price point. So having done that, and then I moved to Dubai in late 2004, and started my professional and personal journey here. It's been an exciting tenure. It's there've been our fair share of ups and downs, with the economy up and down once in a while, with learning and relearning hospitality and F&B all over again, from whatever we had done ceased to exist, and then I had to learn and relearn everything from an international standpoint, to working with very nice, great concepts, great people, different nationalities as my colleagues, subordinates, seniors, creating concepts, developing many of them. Fortunate enough to have done the entire spectrum of F&B here, from bars to lounges to concept restaurants like Japanese sushi teppanyaki bars, to coffee shops, gourmet cafes, QSRs, food courts, homegrown concepts, multi-unit, multi-brand concepts of creating, developing, and managing them. We did a concept in 2012-13, which we launched in 13, called Pantry Cafe, which was a homegrown gourmet cuisine, gourmet comfort food cafe, a very large format. And we actually won the Best Restaurant Award for that in Dubai in the year 2000.
That's remarkable. That's remarkable.
Thank you, sir. So that's pretty much been my journey. In 2014 summer, I actually branched out and decided to turn entrepreneur. And I guess I've lost more hair in the bargain of being an entrepreneur. But I think that's the journey of the entrepreneur. I started my own company called Malt and Salt Hospitality, which is primarily driven to be a hospitality management firm. So we manage operations, we take on brands, we conceptualize brands, and then we go on to develop, create, and operate and manage them over a longer horizon of 2 to 3 to 4 years. By virtue of that, we also become consultants as hospitality consultants. So Malt and Salt, in a sense, turns out to be a hospitality management and a consulting firm. And that's about me. The journey has been sweet so far, and I look forward to further interactions with the entire panel and the attendees here. I have actually also, for the sake of all the attendees, I have put through a presentation that I wanted to share with everybody. The presentation focus is going to be more about the journey of F&B that's the phase one. Then phase two of the presentation takes us through the journey of what's the future of F&B? What are we doing today, and how F&B is changing or is expected to change in the next few years? And then my third phase of the presentation is broken down into what's happening today. What were we doing in life in F&B pre-COVID? What are we doing or grappling with during COVID? And how does it turn out to be or is expected to shape up post-COVID? That's the last stage.
Sorry. Three things that we are really interested in knowing.
Of course.
I've been in Dubai for some time. I worked in the Middle East for 4 years.
Lovely.
So I don't know how you managed it, but doing a business there is something remarkable. That is why I had to, select you and, ask you to come over, because these are very harsh countries for business.
Undoubtedly. Young chap here 15, 16 years ago, I had to rewind my own learning and then start relearning not only legalities and regulations, but also international F&B requirements, international F&B standards, international F&B cuisine, food and beverage, key aspects of enhancement. What we were doing in India very different what I learned here or what I have been fortunate enough to be participating in terms of new projects. So it is very difficult. You're absolutely right, but I think it's an exciting challenge and great prospects for learning and growth.
Before we move any further, I would like to ask you a very difficult and a very personal question.
Absolutely.
Am I allowed?
Sorry?
Am I allowed to ask you a very difficult and very personal thing that's going to put you in trouble?
So long as the wife is not on the webinar, we're okay.
I love your sense of humor. In fact, humor is something that I really appreciate. Anyway, besides the point is that who do you think is responsible for what you are today? Is it IHM Meerut? And there are only two choices. So is it IHM Meerut or is it Ecole Nationale?
Hands down, IHM Meerut. Hands down. And with all humility, I would like to express that it's not because we are on the webinar and because you've asked the question that I'm obliged to answer in such a format, but I genuinely believe it's the path chosen. And during the 3 years of hotel management under the strict and very able guidance of Mr. Rajan then, and the immense great faculty and the grinding that we got on a Taj set the pace, set the tone for who we have become today. Not just myself, but our batch, our colleagues, our seniors, our juniors. We were actually made to grind a lot, and it wasn't easy. Our beloved Mr. Rajan was a very noble man, but a very strict disciplinarian when it came to curriculum and education and time management. I remember a small anecdote, if you may allow me to go ahead with this.
Absolutely, we'd love it.
As batchmates, and many of them would confess, we used to bunk classes once in a while, and Mr. Rajan actually picked up the phone and called my mother, and he said that if you don't want him to succeed in life, it's fine, but if you want him to succeed in life, tell him to come and attend some classes, sometimes at least. But yeah, those hands down, IHM Meerut.
Good. You see, we have to be grateful to our roots. I tell my children, my students, everybody, that the first thing you do when you get up in the morning, your father. Second thing, the land on which you're standing. The third thing, the state in which you're residing. The fourth thing, the country that you're living in. Please thank all of them. Seek their blessings, you see. And in our case, we should be grateful to the college that has taken us to such great heights that today we are doing great things in life. Anyway, moving on. So, are you ready with your presentation, Mr. Akhilesh Bahl?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
I see it.
Yes, it's on for me as well. So the focus of this is, as the title says, phase one is going to be about developing an F&B business. Now, before we move on to the next slide, I'd like to emphasize here that when we do our hotel management or a culinary course or a specialization program in hospitality management or culinary skills, we are young, we are untested, we are uneducated, and we are untrained for the trade and for the skill. But what happens later on is when you go out to the real world, or as they say, the big bad world, reality strikes and hits you in the face, where you suddenly have to grapple with learning a lot of new things. We do hotel management, but please mind the words here very carefully. It's not only a hotel and managing a hotel. We are not going to become managers immediately. There's a lot of grinding and there's a lot of routes from down to up that we need to learn and climb the ladder one by one. My chosen field was F&B, which is what I'd like to focus on today. And through the next slides, I will show you and take you through certain parameters of building an F&B business, how Dubai has opened up, and how we take it forward. This is a very interesting slide for me, because in my business today, when I talk to people from a consulting perspective or even otherwise, there is not a single person So the question that I have all the time with people is, hey, Akhilesh, I want to open a restaurant. How do I do it? Even if you don't want to open a restaurant and you want to go and work in a restaurant, or you become a manager or a general manager or a CEO of a restaurant group or a hotel, you've got to consider a few parameters. Why do you want to open a restaurant? What will be your role in the restaurant? Now, there is a hierarchical structure that we all know of when we are studying hotel management. In the kitchens, for instance, you would start as a kitchen steward, and then you would work your way up to be a Commis 3, Commis 2, Commis 1, and henceforth. So also, sorry, Mr. Mittal, yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but I must tell all the attendees that this show will begin and get over before you realize it. So I would suggest all the attendees and all everybody else to please take out a piece of food, that he's got lots of time. He's a busy person. He's going to go away in a jiffy. Please put up your questions before we ask you to put the questions on the chat box or question wherever. Please put up your questions, listen to him carefully, hang on to each word.
Thank you.
There may not be a replay. Even though I'll try to have a replay, but there may not be a replay. Please put questions to Mr. Akhilesh Bahl. He's not going to be here forever. Thank you. And I'm sorry for interrupting, Mr. Bahl.
Not at all, so thank you. What will be your role in the restaurant? Work part of restaurant, or you start at the basic level and you start growing up the years with experience. You handle certain sections in a restaurant, or if you're in the room service, are you at the cleaning stage? Are you at the prepping stage? Are you at the order taking, receiving stage? Are you at the tray setting stage? That's your role, and you've got to do that role. However small, it's a very important role. You've got to do it to the best of your abilities. Finally, what do you want to achieve from your restaurant? Or let me rephrase, what do you want to achieve from your professional career of being a restaurateur or a hotelier? You've got to ask yourself that question. Like I said, I left Taj Caterers, went to do my MBA, got out of hotels for 3-4 years, but the passion got the better of me, and I really wanted to come back to the industry, and that was my belief, that was my passion. I want to work and succeed in this industry. What do you want from the industry? That's the ethos. Moving on, we talk about how Dubai has shaped up and how things have moved on in the Dubai landscape. So if you look at Dubai over the years, and I've done a snapshot of starting 2009 going up to 2017 to give some semblance of how the population growth has happened. So in 2009, we were sitting in Dubai at about 1.8 million people as population, very small as compared to cities or towns of India, but this is how it is in Dubai. It's a very forward, very futuristic, very cosmopolitan, very international city, which has been growing on an average on a percentile scale year on year, 2009. And if you start looking all the way to 2017, you see the population is about 3 million in 2017. In 2019, last count was approximately 3.3 million. We're in 2020 right now. I don't have the figures, but I'll be happy to share with you later. But I'll show you what comes in the next slides here on. This is the education evolution of the skilled people in Dubai. So if you see on the screen of 2000, there were 17.3 people only, percentage-wise, of the population who were university and postgraduates. A lot of unskilled labor used to come in over the years before: construction, trading, jewelry, textiles. A lot of those kind of industries used to work before. But then came the emergence of tourism, came the emergence of the Emirates Airlines becoming one of the largest, or currently the largest airline in the world, bringing and connecting the world to Dubai. A lot of knowledge economies opened up: IT, media, technology, entertainment, a lot of incubation of startups and free zones started happening here. So a lot of skilled, educated people started moving into Dubai. If you see, as of 2017, from a 17.3%, in 17 years, the scale has doubled. We're taught in Philip Kotler, which is a marketing Bible for marketing students and MBA students, and gentleman Philip Kotler is considered the marketing guru, where he says, specifically for restaurants, where he says that everything is just about location, location, location. Dubai, that way, has emerged as the location in the world by creating multiple malls, which are path-breaking malls. Dubai Mall being the largest mall in the world, sits 5 minutes away from where I am right now. They've opened the largest entertainment parks in the world, called Dubai Parks. A lot of city parks are here, which do open food trucks, which do open events, which do open formats of F&B and retail and culture, all put together in open spaces. Metro stations have come up with, within the metro stations, a lot of retail opportunities, a lot of F&B opportunities, food trucks, financial center, free zones, exhibitions. There's the expo that is happening, which was supposed to happen this year. It's got postponed by exactly a year because of COVID, but God willing, it will happen and be a huge success. So that's the location, which Dubai has emerged and rightfully captured on the map of the world.
Do we have an MGM there?
There is an IMG. MGM was supposed to happen, but it did not many years ago. But there's an IMG World. I'm sure MGM will be following in suit.
I think it's coming to India.
It is, yes, it is. There was a talk of getting MGM between Dubai and Abu Dhabi as a location as well. So I'm sure those considerations will be fruitful. If you look at the landscape of Dubai from a pure restaurant F&B perspective now, as of 2019, internationally, with overnight visitors at the airport and staying, it is ranked 4th globally as a city. Overnight visitors spend per day, it is ranked 1st globally in the world. Number of restaurants per million residents. So if there are 1 million people, then how many restaurants are there to serve those 1 million people in a city. Let's say Delhi, you take Connaught Place, maybe Connaught Place has 5,000 restaurants, but what is the population in and around Connaught Place? 5,000 people are serving what nature of population? That, if you see here, Dubai is the second highest in the world, only after Paris, which means Dubai has 2,935 restaurants for every 1 million of population in Dubai. Again, looking at 2019 as the benchmark year, as of 1st January 2019, there were 11,813 registered food and beverage establishments. When I say food and beverage establishments, I'm talking about bars, lounges, cafes, cafeterias, food courts, food trucks, across the spectrum, but 11,813. And now remember, I had said there was a population of 3.3 million as of 2019. If you were to divide that, you would come to approximately the 2,900 figure mark for every million. This now takes us to the second phase of my presentation, which is about breaking barriers and leading opportunities. What I mean here is, like I said earlier, whatever you've seen before, or whatever we've done is history. I learned hotel management. I've done F&B for about 15, 16 years here, but things catch up, new disruptions happen, new technologies come in, new cuisines come in, new formats of restaurants come in. I still remember in India, approximately in the year 2001, 2002, saw the huge emergence of malls in Gurgaon, in Delhi, and thus came the emergence of food courts. Food courts were alien as a concept to us, but food courts became humongously popular, hugely attractive, price points were good, customers thronged in there from an entertainment. That was disruption in 2000s. What is going to happen now? We see in the future slides. So you look here, this is technology. Everybody talks about what's disrupting the market. Technology has disrupted F&B in the last 5 years. If you look at all these brands, these are international brands, but viewers from India would be very familiar with Uber Eats, which is Uber, the cars, and then they would Uber, the taxis, and then they moved into food delivery with Uber Eats, which is what Zomato and Swiggy are also doing in India. Uber Eats, as of last year, sold their business to Zomato. Zomato acquired Uber Eats within India nationally. But the other brands are Grubhub, DoorDash, Deliveroo, which are all European and American brands and have completely gone and disrupted the home delivery market. In fact, they have not disrupted the home delivery market, they have created the home delivery market. I remember growing up, living in Delhi and Meerut and other places, we used to consider ourselves very fortunate if back in the day there was a grocery store or a restaurant who would send food home. Otherwise, we had to drive, pick up food, come home, eat food. That system did not prevail. These guys have just found that sweet spot gap, improvised with technology, built a huge customer database, and have come and captured it completely. So in a way, they have created and disrupted the F&B space. We'll now look at the same from a UAE perspective.
Yeah. Can I relieve you for a moment if you finished?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would like to launch a poll. You can have a drink if you want, a drink of water.
Okay. Not in your class.
I would like to launch a poll, if you allow me.
Please.
May I launch a poll, please?
Absolutely, sir. Please.
would like all the attendees to please quickly type and send. All the attendees, I will not move on till I get 50 answers. Mr. Akhilesh Bahl is being rated. The title of the poll is popularity. And the question that is being asked is, how do you like Mr. Akhilesh Bahl on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. So far, we have around 30 answers and 75% of the people are saying 10 out of 10. And so far, 13% are saying 9 out of 10 and 13% are saying 7 to 8. And 0% are saying 4 to 6 and 0% are saying 1 to 3.
Thank you.
Let me end the poll quickly. Unless we have any other voters, please vote quickly. This is your chance. All right, I'm ending the poll in 3, 2, and 1. End of poll. Ending the poll. And I'm going to be sharing the results of the poll with all of you. Please see what you've done. You're an impressive personality, Mr. Akhilesh.
Thank you very much, sir. It's
All
an
the
honor.
attendees are saying so. It is not just the panelists. It is not the co-host, Mr. Azhar. It is not me speaking. These are your youngers. These are, and some of the faculty of IHM Meerut and some of the other people. I don't know who all have, this webinar was open, so.
Yeah.
But majority of the people in the attendees are your juniors from IHM Meerut. Can I stop sharing these results, please?
Sure.
Okay. Please carry on.
Sure.
I'm sorry if I
No, not at all, sir. Thank you so much. It's a good booster. So once this is done, we'll move on to the next one, and I'll share about how the technology has shaped up the market here in the United Arab Emirates. And then while we are discussing that, we'll discuss in parallel the Indian market, because we all are familiar and we understand that. But as of 2019, worldwide revenues of 834 million, projected revenues up to 2023 of 1,227 million, which means a projected growth of approximately 10% per year. Of course, this was done 2019. COVID was nowhere on the horizon, and we had not anticipated the 10% growth might not even result in a 0% growth anymore, because last week Zomato mentioned they've reduced 13% of their workforce globally. Swiggy has come out 2 days ago in India saying 14% growth, 14% manpower is being reduced. Ola has come out today morning saying they are reducing manpower in India. Uber Eats was sold last year to Zomato, thankfully for Uber. So there is a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace. But having said that, the space does not end and the space does not cease to exist. Even in India, and so also here during COVID now, because we're all in it together, we are witnessing restaurants are still able to cook food, produce food, and deliver food. Zomato was the first one who came out and said they are experimenting, piloting, and succeeding in doing contactless delivery, which means the person comes outside, the delivery boy comes outside your house, your door, leaves the bag of food, steps away at least 7 to 10 steps so that he's not in proximity to you when you open your door. You open your door, you pick up the food, and because it's Zomato and online, hopefully you have already prepaid on your credit card, so there's no interaction, no communication. It is contactless and it is speechless with the delivery person, and you step away. That is, so what I'm saying is that in technology, in food delivery, there is advancement that has taken place. Because it is technology and because it is such a vibrant industry of F&B, all of us as F&B professionals, workers, industry members are very resilient. are very patient, are very hardworking, and at the same time extremely flexible to be able to adapt to how things move forward. This is a scenario on your screen, which is a Dubai players scenario. How many players are there? There is Careem now, there is Talabat, there is Garage, there's Lunch On, which is a very focused lunch business, lunch delivery business. Zomato, of course, from India, Deliveroo from UK and Europe, Uber Eats from America. There's been consolidation here also. So like Uber Eats in India was bought by Zomato. Here, Uber Eats bought Careem. And last week, Uber Eats has ended their branded business in the Middle East, and now they are just running as Careem. Talabat, last year, Talabat's parent company from Germany is a company called Delivery Hero. Last year, they bought the online delivery business of Zomato. So now, in the market of UAE, Talabat and Zomato are sister concerns owned by the same group, same organization. Collectively, they, though, do monopolize and control approximately about 75 to 80% of the market, which many may say is good or bad, but we leave that discussion for later. We'll move to the next and see what's happening beyond this. So if you see the title here, I'm talking about restaurants of the future, the virtual kitchen revolution. Remember the first phase of presentation slide where I said location, location, location. Today, that same location, location, location does not matter. If I give you an example of Meerut, we've all studied there. You don't have to have a restaurant at Abu Lane where customers will come and dine, or you will do delivery from. You could be anywhere behind, 3 lanes behind Abu Lane, in a location which is not visible. You don't have a big signage. You don't have many lights, but it's a 500 square feet to a 1,000 square feet kitchen, equipped, fitted out well, good exhaust, good equipment, good people, great food, great value for money, and all you have to do is deliver food to people's homes and offices. That's the future of the kitchen, or the future of restaurants. And that's where technology is taking us. If I have to open a restaurant today, and almost a lot of restaurants that I opened before in Dubai were very, very large restaurants, starting from 2,000 square feet going up to as much as 9,000 to 10,000 square feet. Today, I would probably not go and open a 10,000 square foot restaurant ever again in my life. I would divide 10,000 into 10 outlets of 1,000 square feet each and spread them through the city and serve my food to the entire population of Dubai, or the entire population of Meerut, or the entire population of Delhi. That's the future. Virtual kitchens are a step forward. You take a very large space from a real estate perspective, 5,000, 10,000 square feet. You make a beautiful, wonderful kitchen inside with sections. And each section is a different cuisine, different concept. Indian, Chinese, Thai, burgers, healthy food, salads, wraps, shawarmas, soups, and it goes like that. That combined together becomes a virtual kitchen. Same like a food court. Go back 2000, 2001, 2002 in India when food courts came out. It was a retail experience, but it was only kitchens with a counter. Now, you are only a kitchen, no counter, and not even a retail experience. You deliver a technology-based food experience directly at the door of the customer in his office or at his residence, which means you reduce a lot of costs, you create a lot of efficiency, you create a lot of productivity, and you are able to maximize revenues and profitability. Profitability, unfortunately, in our industry, over the last 10 to 15 years has been declining, has been diminishing. Hotels don't make so much money as they used to. Restaurants don't make as much percentage as they used to. If today you can make up to 10% profit margins, you are considered a successful restaurateur or a successful hotelier. It's very difficult to be reaching even double digits. So you've got to start thinking about the future of food, future of F&B, future of hoteliering as students, budding and believing that you will be tomorrow's hotel leaders, managers, restaurateurs, entrepreneurs, investors. Please note, think into the future. Think, where is the future going? Prepare yourself. If today you think that you will pass out from IHM Meerut, which is great, congratulations to you, because you've got wonderful education from the institute, and tomorrow you're going to go and land a management training or a senior manager position, that's not going to happen. You've got to join at a level where it is acceptable for you to start learning practically, grinding yourself and growing up the value chain and up the hierarchy ladder chain. Please think where the industry is going, learn, study, prepare yourself. That's the future of restaurants.
Speak very well, Mr. Akhilesh.
Thank you, sir.
You make me jealous of you. I
It's
thought
all-
I was the best speaker.
It's all from the heart.
I'm not anymore. I'm not anymore.
No, sir, not at all. We are a lucky country. India is a very lucky country. We have a lot of land. We are primarily rural based. We have migrated to urban centers, but the core of India resides in the rural landscape in our agriculture. But yet, not only within India, but also around the world, food security is becoming a big problem. Future generations may not enjoy the kind of food that our forefathers have enjoyed, or what we are enjoying today. Farming is diminishing. Farming in the good old days was very and highly dependent on nature. Like in India, we always believed it's God's will. And I believe still it's God's will, but God shows the way. Farming has been transformed and is being transformed through technology. It's happening in India, it's happening here in Dubai, it's happening in the US and Europe and larger parts of the Middle East, where everybody is working towards different technology-based farming procedures. Yesterday, in fact, I was reading a report of a gentleman who in Punjab in India has pioneered organic farming. And he's doing soil-based, farm-based organic farming. But it started with technology of understanding the soil, the depth, the nature of crops, the circulation of crops, which crops are good, which crops are yielding good or not yielding good, which are seasonal crops. And he has transformed. I'm sorry, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but if I can dig out the report, I'll send it to Mithal sir. But around the world, if you see now, there's a vertical approach. We are not in farming anymore. You could be in a 10-story building. You could be in railway containers. You could be in large camps, large building structures, warehouses, where with technology, you create atmosphere, right temperature, the water flow, the mineral flow, with soil and without soil, and you do farming. It's called vertical farming. And you don't need acres and acres of land. You can just build a building of 10 stories, 20 stories, and every story is converted into a farm floor. And you do farming. You grow lettuce, cucumbers, gourd, capsicum, bell peppers, onions, potatoes. All vegetables are being grown. In fact, I've had the privilege here of visiting 3 or 4 of these farms within the UAE. They are completely state of the world, completely out of this world. And I actually brought lettuce home and cucumber home from there. I left the lettuce in my fridge for 4-5 days. I promise you this, it did not go dark. Nothing happened. It was as fresh, as juicy. So what I'm trying to say is, again, technology is helping, not disrupting, helping us build the F&B industry better, greater, and for the future. If you see here, you're conserving land. You're not dependent so much on climate. You're conserving soil. You're producing fresher, better, 24/7. You can do rotation of crops. You can do what you like. And below are some of the brands and some of the companies that are established here in the UAE doing great job at this.
Before we move on, I must interrupt you again, Mr. Akhilesh.
Please, sir.
We are already past an hour since we began.
Sure.
Are you sure you'll be able to sustain the interest of the attendees?
I think we've got about 3-4 more to go, and then we're good to go.
Because there's a bunch of questions.
I'm happy to take them all.
Would you like to take them now or afterwards?
We can take them now if you like. Yes.
What say, Azhar sir? Ashish, sir, Saurabh?
Yes. If you permit, may I start asking? If you
Yes,
permit, may I
Yes,
start?
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Akhilesh. As I was mesmerized. I just forgot to ask the question because I was so immersed in all these things. Like really, it was eye-opening.
Thank you.
This is Saqib Akil, and I'm very happy. He's an ex-student of IHM Meerut, currently working with Marriott as Director of Training and Operation. Wow, in charge of Middle East.
Lovely.
He wants to ask, would you encourage aspiring entrepreneurs to venture into business and adopt to the business environment? What now? Like, is it the right time to go for entrepreneurship, or is it okay to stick to your job only? Like, which is more safe, I suppose.
I will say, stay home, stay safe.
Very well, very well.
Saqib, stay where you are for now. This is a very challenging time. I don't have a choice. I am an entrepreneur already, so I'm in the boat. My boat has sailed. I've got to stick it through. But if you have the chance, or if somebody else has the opportunity to stick with what you are doing for now, stick with it for a year. There will be multiple opportunities on the other side, and the industry is not going to kill it. It's not going to die. It will flourish again, but it needs a breather. Take one for yourself.
Yes, sir. If you permit, there is one more question which is very relevant. Like Ms. Bhargavi, she wants to ask, what are the challenges we face while starting our own business?
I can see she says also about difference of working in a hotel and your own restaurant.
Yeah.
Let me take that one first because it's easier. When you work in a hotel, or I'll tell you when I was working at the Taj, I used to do a 9-hour shift. I had to reach on time and I had to leave on time. The 9 hours sometimes could become 10 or 11, which is fine. But after those 10 or 11 hours, I would be home. And I didn't know or didn't care what happened after that at my place of work. If you start your own restaurant or your own business, there's nothing called a shift. Your full day, even while you sleep for those 5-7 hours, is a shift. It's a 24/7 job. So that's the level of commitment that you need to give to your own restaurant. And there's no running away from it.
Very true, very true, sir, very true.
No job change, eh? No change of jobs.
Not at all.
Sir, would you like to answer her another question also? Like, what are the challenges?
Sure. No, absolutely.
Yeah, sir, Narayan Sharan is asking, you mentioned free zone. He wants a brief description. What is free zone exactly, what it means?
Sure. So, let me say, like in India, there are, I think about 7-10 years ago in India, there was a concept of SEZs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Economic zones.
Yes, sir.
Where certain industries are allowed to operate, flourish. There are tax benefits. There are support and regulations. Similarly, here, those are called free zones.
Right.
The name is different, but in ethos, it means the same. So, for instance, there is a design district, which is a free zone. There is a media city, which is a free zone. There is an internet city, which is a free zone. So by the name, you can decide and understand what that free zone promotes. Internet, media, design, technology, food, those kind of things.
Yes,
So I would like to ask a question from my side that you have said that vertical farming, that means now customers have started asking from where the product is coming, out of which dishes has been prepared?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. The customers want to know about ethical farming and ethical supply chain and transparency of supply chain.
Yes.
They want to know if, let's say you're having a pizza and there is mozzarella cheese on it, they want to know if this mozzarella cheese is frozen or fresh. And if it is fresh, from which supplier has it come and what is the expiry date? True. Same goes for vegetables and farming. Like in India now, because of COVID, there's a lot of discussion about being local, which means typically from a Dubai perspective, I can tell you, because traditionally Dubai, and even largely now, but traditionally Dubai used to be importing everything from vegetables to milk to everything was imported. Now there is local farming. So if I have a restaurant, I want to promote local farmers, local produce, local vegetables, and even customers understand and appreciate that this is local. Right? And that's a huge differentiator because they also know that it's fresh. It has not been transported under temperature controlled import container conditions.
very true. Very different.
Thank you.
Can I ask one more question, please?
Please, Saurabh, please. Go ahead.
Abhishek Dwivedi, he wants to ask, sir, what type of menu will we focus more on in the coming years?
Can I request everybody to now look at the screen because that's exactly what this question has the answer to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you look at the screen now, so Abhishek and everybody, this is what I was talking where the trends of food are going. People are turning vegan. People are eating less non-veg. As a country, we are a primarily vegetarian eating country in India, but around the world, people are from meat, they are going to meat less or no meat or plant-based meat. So like you have burgers, the chicken patty inside is a plant-based chicken. It's not real chicken. So meatless, plant diet. People are going into completely vegetarian, but only plants, only raw, not even cooked. Organic, sugar-free, probiotics. Even if you look at milk, people are not having cow's milk or buffalo milk so much outside of India. Even in India, There's almond milk, there's soy milk, there's camel milk, there's goat milk. And there are lots of different theories and beliefs about the benefits of other milks. There's almond milk. I've tried almond milk myself. I've made a cappuccino with almond milk myself. And I'm telling you this, there's a marginal difference in having a regular coffee with regular milk or with almond milk, but the health benefits are far greater. So that's where menus are going forward in the future.
If you ask me, Mr. Akhilesh, the best milk in the world is coconut milk.
I agree with you, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely.
There is
In
no
fact,
beating coconut milk.
you should try coconut milk coffee.
You should do that.
Yeah.
And also, I must share here that I've made it a point to have only cow milk, and cow should also be the desi cow.
Yes.
So
That's as organic as it goes.
yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Akhilesh Bahal, I would like to firstly welcome you and thank for your time you have taken to be here with us.
Thank you so
And
much.
it is indeed a great pleasure to have such a personality with such a blend of experience. Like, I mean, you have been in the industry, you have been you studied in France, and then to the entrepreneurship, and then training the business persons to become an entrepreneur. It is a really, and the presentation went so flawless and in a flow that I could not even. I tried. To interact with you, but I was just thinking that how should I, interrupt you? So, I mean, it is really great. Your speech is so convincing that even the attendees, they are so, mesmerized. Especially the example which you given about the Abulaim was really, because,
Yes.
we could really relate to your advices and the future advices. Really, we can relate to all these things. We have been so many speakers. It is not a comparison, but it's really very convincing. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to say something here, Azhar sir, that
Yes.
there's a saying in Hindi, "Padhe likhe ko Farsi gaya," something like that. What does it say? I don't remember. But let's test the audience. Let's test.
Yes.
Sorry, Saurabh sir, what is that?
Sir, पढ़े लिखे को फारसी क्या? Like
No, that is fine. What is the first line? The first line is "Haath kangan ko RC kya," which means that let's see how far Azhar sir was saying the truth. Let's find out the truth from the attendees. I'm going to pose a question to the attendees now, with the permission of Mr. Akhilesh Bahal. The question is, what are the chances of you becoming an entrepreneur? You meaning the attendee. Our students, the people who are attending this webinar, what are the chances of you becoming an entrepreneur after listening to Mr. Akhilesh Bahal? This is a multiple choice question, so you can answer more than one. I mean, you can give more than one answer also. Here goes. The poll has been launched. I would request all the attendees to kindly quickly type so that we can quickly wrap this session up. We just want to know what are the chances of you becoming an entrepreneur after you've listened to Mr. Akhilesh Bahal. This is a multiple choice question, so you can give more than one answer. You can give all 5 answers, you can whatever. And this is a poll, so we don't know who's answering what. So we don't know, for example, we don't know who's answering what. So you please be free, and please understand that when we give you the polling rights, we are making you equal to us. India is working on a democratic system in which every citizen is as important as the Prime Minister of the country. Every citizen of the country has the right to vote. Similarly, today, when you've got the judge's chair under your whatever behind, please act wisely, please act judiciously, please do not consider this to be a joke. Your vote makes a difference. Okay, I'll not comment on the votes, but I would say that we have 12, 20, 43, around 50, more than 50 votes. So I think I should end this polling now and share the results. I'm ending in 3, 2, and 1. The poll has ended. The results have come. These are the results. So 38% say that there is a very good chance that we'll become an entrepreneur. And we have a round of applause to that. 38% of our attendees say that there's a very good chance that we'll become an entrepreneur. And 75% of the people say that we want some experience first, which is very sensible. Very good. Very good. It is very sensible. You got a thumbs up from Mr. Akhilesh that please do not venture into the harsh world of entrepreneurship without experience. Even though it doesn't matter, the founder of this institute, IHM Meerut, he found IHM Meerut in 1987, and he had passed out from Government Institute of Hotel Management, Dehradun in 1986. So just after 1 year of experience, and I think if I'm not wrong, he got experience in ITC. So he worked in ITC for 1 year, and then he said, let me do something on my own. And he and the chairman, they joined together, and in just 1 year's time, they set up this beautiful, beautiful place called IHM Meerut, which is now supporting 100 families, which is now standing by each one of us, even through these difficult times. These are times when organizations have stopped paying salaries to their employees. These are times when people have been thrown out of their jobs all over the world. I mean, there's nothing wrong in saying that. But IHM Meerut, to the best of my knowledge, somebody raised his hand, so the word raised. So IHM Meerut has so far, to the best of my knowledge, not thrown anybody out. And IHM Meerut, to the best of my knowledge, has been very generous to all the families that are dependent on it. I would like to now stop sharing the results. With your permission, Mr. Akhilesh. Okay. So the results have been made available to all of you. I would like Mr. Akhilesh to quickly move on so that we can ask questions after the end of this. Please don't disturb him till he ends the presentation. Then we'll ask questions.
So this is nearly the third stage of the presentation where I said with COVID-19, life as we have known what it is today and how will it be tomorrow and the day after. We'll see that in the next couple of slides here. This is a snapshot from a McKinsey report that came out just last night, where you see the entire F&B spectrum has been broken down from pizzas to QSRs to fast casual, coffee, casual dining, and fine dining. If you look below, the least hit or the most resilient segment in F&B has been pizzas. People are sitting home ordering pizzas. Domino's is delivering pizzas. Pizza Hut is delivering pizzas. Smoking Joe's is delivering pizzas. QSRs, on the other hand, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Wendy's, have seen about 25 to 35% downfall in revenue. Dine-in is shut, only deliveries. Deliveries are about 60% of the business. Fast casual, which means restaurants that you can go on a daily basis, are down about 50% revenue. Casual dining and fine dining are the worst hit, more than 70%, going up to 85 to 90%, which means they have negligible revenue. And if you ask me honestly, many of them will not open again. There's going to be a lot of closure in the F&B space in the world, where a lot of restaurants even if they were very, very good restaurants, may never ever open again. And restaurants have started closing down. I've been hearing of reports from India, from the UAE, from Europe, America. Restaurants have been announcing permanent closures, not temporary closures, permanent closures. So this is the, it's nobody's fault, but it's a situation. We'll see what happens in the next slide now. Now this is expected recovery, what the future could be like. Again, because pizzas are doing well, they will continue to do well. QSRs are second, they will grow. But if you see below, the pizza brands will be okay by the end of 2020. But if you see fine dining, casual dining, and QSRs, coffee also will be only okay by 2021 middle or 2021 end. We are sitting 1.5 years till December 2021. It's going to be a painful exercise. And here I'm only talking F&B. Please note, hotels around the world are shut. There is no occupancy. There are no guests. There is no F&B. And hotel. Sorry, sir.
There's no travel.
There's no travel. Even within local India, if from Delhi you go to Chandigarh, you would rather stay at a relative's house now rather than going and checking into a hotel if you have the choice. Because as humans, because of COVID, we are now extra cautious and extra careful, also scared. Travel will take a long time. Hotels will be the last to recover. I've been saying this to a lot of my colleagues here that our industry, hotel, tourism, F&B, was the first to get hit, and we will be the last to recover. So it's going to be a painful long one. Does not mean that it will not come about. Does not mean that we lose optimism and our hope. We will come back, but we will come back in a different format, different shape. We will not be the same. We may be wearing masks for the next 5 years. We may be going to supermarkets in our personal cars and not in auto rickshaws or taxis. We may be buying more scooters and motorcycles because we trust ourselves. We will clean our own motorcycle every day. Life changes will happen. And as a result, eating habits and food changes and restaurant business changes are natural to happen. Today, we are all sitting at home, cooking food and eating home food. I don't remember the last time I ordered outside, and I am an F&B hospitality person. Imagine everybody else. Grocery supermarkets are doing better than restaurants, which is why pizza delivery, burger delivery, KFC delivery, in India, places like South Indian deliveries are still doing very well, but not the rest of the F&B. You will not go to a 5-star hotel to dine right now. Hotel is shut, F&B is shut. Even if hotels, whenever they open and restaurants start operating, you will be very careful and very cautious to go out because you are scared. Which is why I'm saying today till end of 2021 is a good 1.5 years of revival. And this is the time to be together, be strong, and work very, very hard. Work very, very hard. Like I said, we were first in and we will be last out. Restaurant designs will undergo a lot of change. Seating plans will change. Menus will get reinvented. You will not have menu books anymore. It will all be on mobile and digital. Contactless, speechless will be the way forward. Everybody from restaurants to customers to managers to owners will be about cleanliness, hygiene, sanitation, temperature checks, proper uniform. Like in our hotel briefings, when we stand every day, have you shaved? Have you cut your hair? Have you cut your nails? Are you groomed well? Those things are coming back to basics. There will be new operating procedures, new SOPs. A lot of delivery will happen, and supply chain verification. What am I eating and where has it come from? Those are going to be the ways. Just a couple of slides about my journey. I've put through a few slides about brands that I have been involved with, brands that I have conceptualized, developed here in Dubai. This is a great, my first ever brand in Dubai in 2004-05 was a beautiful bar lounge Thai fusion restaurant called Lotus One. Very iconic at its time, 16 years ago. Number one at that time. This is a Japanese sushi and a teppanyaki bar that we opened in Dubai Marina. Wonderful. Again, it was a great learning experience, 2005. This is Hive. This was opened just next to Burj Khalifa, just next to Dubai Mall in downtown Dubai. A very large 8.5, 9,000 square feet bar lounge restaurant. 2009. This is the concept pantry cafe that we got the award for in 2013 as the best restaurant, best cafe award. This was all a lot of labor of love and passion that went into making it, and it was wonderful and beautiful to receive the award. This is a concept, a homegrown Asian concept that I took on as a management agreement for a 3-year period when they were one outlet, and then we grew their business and we grew the revenues and we expanded a lot over a 3-year journey, and it still exists, and it's a beautiful brand to reckon with in Dubai. Another wonderful brand, Asian Chinese, 20-year-old brand here, which went through an acquisition in 2016. I came on board 2016 and 2017, again about a 3-year journey of revival, restructure, growth, revenue potential, profitability. So just few brands that I wanted to share, and that's from me today. Thank you very much for listening and for bearing me.
No, not at all. Please don't say bearing with me. Don't say that at all. It was so fantastic that our co-host lost his speech today.
I'm sorry, bhai. Even the internet is unstable. I just got disconnected and come back again. I get speechless. It was wonderful, sir, for having you here. It is really, you give the insight of the industry, especially about the Dubai. Whenever somebody talks about Dubai, I really could relate because I have been there for about 11 years. I've spent there. It is wonderful that how you have shown the to specific to the graphs fine dining restaurants and pizza, how they are going to do in coming days. So it has been so specific to the points that it has really cleared so many doubts. And I would like to ask one question. This is the same question we have from some of the attendees also are asking. Do you think that it is the better time to go for retail rather than going for the hotels in concern to the current scenario?
I love hotels. Let me say this. I love hotels. But what has happened over the years, and I'm not talking hotels from an India perspective alone, but globally, F&B within hotels, and this I'm talking only from an F&B perspective. I'm not talking about housekeeping or front office. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking more about kitchen production and F&B service. F&B within hotels for the last 10 to 15 years globally has been deteriorating. Hotel brands, chains globally have not been able to keep pace with the innovation and the speed of innovation of food and the future of food. As a result, they've been still running the old restaurants, old cuisines, tried and tested rather than venturing into riskier territory and entrepreneurial, innovative territory of creating and experimenting new cuisines. So as a result, what has happened is customers have stopped going to hotels to eat. So many options outside. Now, when there are so many options outside, they also provide a lot of employment. They also provide good salaries, good employment, good trainings, management training programs, career advancement opportunities. So it is very, very good for graduates passing out, if they can, go and work for a hotel for 3 years. Please do that if you can. You get your basics, you get your grounding, you get your discipline, you get your, as we call it, you get your ragada. You come out a brighter boy at the end of the, on the other side, or a brighter girl. But after that, if you are not in a hotel brand from an F&B perspective, which is innovating and which is taking the risks and which is growing in F&B, then you're better to sidestep and go into independent or branded F&B operations and F&B chains and build a career there, because you want to grow and you're ambitious and you're hungry and you want to earn more money and you want to become a manager, you want to become a general manager, and there's no stature being lowered if you're the GM of a QSR brand versus you're the GM of a hotel brand. Today that does not exist. 15 years ago it existed. 10 years ago it existed. That difference is not there today. You're valued a lot, even though you may be outside. So to answer your question, it's a very personal choice. Domino's, McDonald's were coming in new at that time. A lot of my friends, colleagues went to experiment with Domino's and joined Domino's, McDonald's, and succeeded, did very well, grew very well. We got into hotels or airline catering, and we chose our path. But today, I am not a hotel F&B guy. I am an F&B guy. So I can do F&B inside hotels. I can do F&B outside hotels. So it clearly depends on where the person is interested in and what passion and growth he wants to do. Even after hotel management, a lot of my friends did not pursue hoteliering. They went and joined banks because it's customer service. They went and joined BPOs and call centers in India because it's customer service. They went and joined retail, grocery stores, Big Bazaar, Walmart, Reliance, because those are the customer service avenues. So hotel management is really a wonderful, beautiful grounding. And today, the options of career advancement are multiple. You don't have to be restricted only to hotels. But yes, I'll say this again, if you have the option and if you can, please go work at a hotel for 2-3 years and then diversify, get your ground.
Thank you so much, sir. Very well spoken, very well explained. I just want to ask another question similar to this, because at this stage, while students are studying, they have so many questions and so many confusions in their mind. And one of the confusion is that whether we are good for the industry. Industry means to work for maybe hotels. You have a good experience. So do you suggest that any type of quality or trait which a student must have for becoming a business person? So anything you like to?
The right attitude. There's nothing else. Education is what IHM Merit is providing. With education, IHM Merit is providing personality development, courses and internship at leading hotel brands in the country. But what you have within yourself is your attitude. If you can develop that, and entrepreneurship is a very different attitude. A lot of people want to do a 9-to-6 job, go home, and that's it. Entrepreneurship is a 24/7 business. You cannot sleep. You're always up. You're always thinking. But yes, if you want to get ready, prepare yourself, study more, read more. Right now in COVID, I have been speaking at and attending so many webinars that I've probably not done in the last 10 years. But this is a great opportunity. I am enjoying reading reports. I'm enjoying writing articles. I'm enjoying doing things that one has not had the chance to do, well, one always wanted to do. So from a student perspective, prepare yourself, read. We live in a digital world. When we were graduating, there was no internet. There's so much internet today. Go on to YouTube. See, if you want to become a chef, go and see what leading chefs of the world are doing. What food are they making? How are they making? That's also a learning journey. You want to become a sommelier, you want to become a bartender, specialist in F&B, go and see how cocktails are made, go and see how mocktails are made. Educate yourself and have the right attitude. It doesn't matter whether you do a job or you get into entrepreneurship. You've got to have the right attitude.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akhilesh Bahal. Very well explained. For the students, word of wisdom that whether you like business or you like industry, your key point is learning. So you need to, spend time in learning. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Over to Mr. Akhilesh.
There is one more relevant question, sir. Piyush Shukla wants to ask, like in today's changing world, is it better to go for MBA for more of growth in terms of career and to be more successful in life? Because it may be the right time that 2 years there will be a cooling period sort of, like by that time everything will come to normal. So is it a safe haven to go for MBA for 2 years and just look what happens after 2 years and get yourself prepared for that?
Piyush, so long as you're contributing towards your learning, nothing is bad. MBA definitely gives you a good degree, a good grounding. I've done my MBA as well, so I speak from experience. It gives you a holistic view about business. It trains you and prepares you for a lot more in life, over and above what you learn in hotel management. You get more grounding. You get more of a rounded wisdom in terms of knowledge. So yeah, absolutely, it'll be a good step to go, provided you choose the right college, you choose the right curriculum, you choose the right institute, which has its good beliefs in the right form of education. And then hopefully, and God willing, if they also have a career path of campus positions and placements, then that's an added advantage.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
So one question, one student asked, what are the basic hurdles one face while becoming an entrepreneur? The basic hurdles one face while he is starting a business of his own.
Not one, I'll give you 3, 4. You lose sleep. You lose hair. You never have enough cash. Your wife and family are ready to disown you because you don't spend time enough with them. But on a serious note, the biggest hurdle is your commitment. whatever you do, you've got to, if you've decided this is your path, you've got to stay committed to it. And then you cannot run away.
You have to take the responsibility.
You have to be responsible for your decisions.
Right.
That's it. So,
I hope I've been able to answer most or all of the questions coming through, sir.
very satisfactorily.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
With the permission of the panelists and the co-host, and the star speaker of today, Mr. Akhilesh Bahl, I would hence like to call this webinar to a close, unless somebody has to say something. All right then. Just before we leave, one last duty from the attendees. If you allow, Mr. Akhilesh,
Absolutely.
I'm testing you, and I'm so happy that the attendees have only been encouraging you so far, so I'm taking it to the next level now. This poll is called the Encore poll. Let me launch it. Encore means once again. So how many of you want an encore with Mr. Akhilesh Bahl? A similar interactive session once again. And the options are, you can only answer one. Right? Tomorrow evening, next week, next Wednesday, never, or we'd like to have him in IHM Meerut to meet him personally. So there are 5 options. You have to vote. Please understand that when you're voting, you have the power of God in your hands. Don't misuse this power. The options are tonight. We want to have Mr. Akhilesh once again with us tonight, or tomorrow evening, or next week, next Wednesday, or never again. He's told us everything. We don't want to see him again. And you see, I have to put this never thing in there, no? Because there's no harm in being shown the mirror.
Absolutely.
शीशा दिखाने में कोई नुकसान नहीं है. And the last one was that we'd like to invite him to IHM Meerut and meet him face to face, just to touch and see, even though touching is not such a good thing, just to touch and see that he's real. Okay, so we are closing this poll in 1, 2, and 3. And the results, I must tell you, are very encouraging. I would like to share the results with all of you, with the attendees, with the panelists, with the host, co-host, and with the star speaker of today, Mr. Akhilesh. These are the results. 40% of you would like him to come to IHM Meerut and meet him. So, Mr. Akhilesh Bahl, please consider this as an invitation from the management of IHM Meerut. Whenever you are in the country,
yes,
please make it a point to spend half an hour with your juniors, with the teachers of IHM Meerut. Because like Mr. Modi says, it is very important for many of us to become entrepreneurs. You know, all of us cannot be looking for jobs. True. So people like me who've never been an entrepreneur, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for a little while, but that was adventure rather than, entrepreneur. So I think people like you deserve to, come to IHM Meerut and share your ideas. Your ideas were wonderful. I'm so gratified that I chose that. The management of IHM Meerut chose you to come and speak to your juniors.
Thank you very
The
much.
brain behind your being the speaker today is, guess who? Who's the person responsible for you being here?
I'd love to know.
No, you'll have to tell. You'll have to guess.
Yourself.
No. Please do not give me so much credit that I don't deserve. I didn't even know you existed in the world till somebody told me, call him. Why are you not calling him?
I'm honored, sir. I'm honored to be here. It's
But who
been
could it
very,
be?
very satisfying.
Who could it be?
I don't know. Maybe Mr. Sharad, Mr. Raman.
You got it. Mr. Sharad is the one who is responsible for you being here.
Thank you so much. He was my immediate senior. He was a batch senior to me, and a very, very kind gentleman. In fact, every time he comes to Dubai, we do make it a point to connect. And I met him in Dubai a few years ago, nearly after a good 20 years since graduating. And but yeah, I mean, it's lovely. It's lovely. I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful to be here today.
Needless to say, we are thankful to the entire management team, to the chairman, to the secretary, Mr. Raghuvansh Raman, to the chief executive officer, Mr. Hemang Rajan, to the entire management team, Colonel Suresh Gupta, he's the director administration. He's the one facing a lot of music these days. He's the one who's physically there in Meerut. I am in Dehradun. So I'm like, from a distance. And it's very easy to rule from a distance, you see. It's very easy to say, very easy to preach.
Yeah.
Colonel Suresh Gupta is the one who's in the field,
I can imagine.
And we had 3-4 faculty, Arijit and so many others in the institute today, despite Meerut being a red zone.
Oh my God.
They risked their lives and they went to the institute and they are doing so much official work for these coordinators, Mr. Ashish and Mr. Azhar. Mr. Azhar and Mr. Ashish are relaxing in their homes. I mean, I don't mean anything. Please misunderstand me. But because of the good team that we have, so wonderful. So thankful to all the faculty, thankful to all the members of the staff of IHM Meerut, and of course the management has made this event possible. Also, last but not the least, thankful to you, Mr. Akhilesh, for doing so many practice sessions with us, for being there, for us. I know you're a very successful businessman. I know your time is very valuable, invaluable, I would say.
Not at all.
But you were so generous, and I would like to
Thank you very much.
thank you. I would like to thank you.
Pleasure. Absolute honor.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akhilesh Naik. It was really engaging, and I was just figuring out where you have such an energy, and you really engage the whole webinar. And we were just, watching, and it was great. It was great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you very much, sir.
thank you. Ashish sir, last word.
Sir, it was very interactive session, getting the insights of the business and why FNB, being FNB guy, why FNB has been having a setback. So innovation and key ideas.
Okay. Thank you to the co-host, Mr. Azhar. Thank you to the panelists, Mr. Ashish Tyagi, Mr. Saurabh Chandra. Wonderful job. In the end, I'm coming to a close now for another half a minute or so. I would like to join my hands and I would like to thank Lord Ram, Bhagwan Ram, for blessing us throughout the proceedings of this webinar. भगवान राम ने आज हमारे कार्य को निर्विघ्न पूरा करने में I'm getting emotional now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
God bless.
Thank you.
Meerut. God bless IHM Meerut. family, and mutual endeavors that IHM makes in making each one of our students successful in their life. Thank you. Bye bye. Ah, we lost connection for a while. All right. So this brings us to the close of the recording that we played on behalf of IHM Merit. We had a lovely interactive session yesterday with Mr. Akhilesh Bahel. I'm live from Dehradun, from my residence in Dehradun. We decided to put a recording on YouTube for posterity because the session yesterday was wonderful and we want more and more people to see we have Dr. Sudhir Andrews in a live interactive chat with us. Dr. Sudhir Andrews needs no introduction. And if Lord Ram continues to bless us today, I promise all my viewers a tremendous experience today. You see, all of us authors, I'm an author too. I've written 3 cookery books. So all of us authors, we are dreamers, we are thinkers, we are futurists. We like to dwell in the future, you know. So it's like 20 years ago, even conductors in buses are so, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, and of course, if you want to join the webinar today, you'll have to please don't misuse my number. My number is 9411
you name it, I'm there. So get in touch with me, send me a request. I'll